Welcome Libra and Libra cross watchers to your new moon in Pisces reading. So from the two Moonology decks, I pulled these cards out just to kind of bring the energy in, and we have attune to the divine and meditate and contemplate. So, and then of course I pulled an overall energy card, which is beauty, which to me today, it's such a Libra card, right? So Libra, it definitely feels like there's a real kind of pure energy here. I feel like you know that there is something new that's kind of, it feels like you haven't just planted the seed, but you're starting to see those first little bits kind of sprout up. And there's something about it. It's almost like I want to say like it hasn't been ruined by the outside world yet. I feel like it almost feels like you seem to be really enjoying this new beginning because it feels like it's authentically yours. And I feel like it feels like whenever this came about, it's a little bit of a godsend. You know what I mean? It's almost like, hold on for a second. I feel like you're leaving a tough situation behind. I feel like there was a situation here that was really unfair, and I feel like you actually didn't end up getting the justice that you deserved in it, but you have found a way to let it go anyway. And I feel like it's almost like I feel like there should have been a Garden of Eden that was your reward at the end of that. And I feel like at the end of the day, or it's almost like at the last second, you may have said, you know what, I don't want this. It just feels like it would have ended up being like an ill-begotten gains, if that makes sense. It feels like it was not that you did anything that was, inappropriate, but I feel like it almost feels like you may have had some progress forward, but that progress came about by like a partner or it doesn't necessarily mean a romantic partner, right? But it's like somebody that you were involved with, either business, love, whatever. That person was very dishonest. And I feel like when you found that out, that's when you kind of started to look at things like, oh, that's a little, you know what I mean? It's like you didn't want to let go, obviously, of the success that you had with it. But I feel like it's like something about it just didn't feel right. So where was Libra? Where were they? Yep. Like, and there we go. I feel like the person that kind of put you in that energy where you're, felt that way, to their credit, okay, I feel like they did it with good intentions. It's just like their good intentions actually didn't bring about what you needed. So I feel like they kind of went and through like dubious means, they made it happen for you, not realizing that like, well, that's it still isn't going to do it for you, right? And where's Libra headed? Interesting. So where you are is the King of Cups, and where you're headed is the High Priestess reversed with the moon at the bottom of the deck. So I feel that you obviously have graduated, right? It's not just a cut above. I'm seeing that like Donkey Kong or Bowser's Castle. It's like you elevated a lot more than I feel like at first you wanted to give yourself credit for, because it's almost like something here that was dishonest. It seemed to kind of really it feels like you were kind of blindsided by it. And I feel like when it came to light, it must have been quite devastating, because not only was it happening, but the person that you were in a partnership with didn't tell you. And like, you know, we understand why, because you would have had this reaction and they wanted you to be enjoying what they were trying to provide for you. But for you to find out the way that you did, it's like, well, now you feel like there's a certain level of trust that's been broken between you and this person. And I do feel that what's coming up for you with the High Priestess reversed and the Moon, it's two cards of not really, of like not seeing, not knowing. And what's actually really gorgeous is that I feel like you are finding a lot of beauty in not knowing what's next. It's like there's a lot of peace in that, right? Because it's like there's, if you aren't sure what's next, of course you're, you know, taking care of business, but you're not trying to prepare a space for something that's coming in. It's like you're just able to put yourself in that Emperor, Empress energy and just allow that energy to come in. Just allow whatever is coming in to come in. And it's like, if something wants to come in and stay, then they'll have to settle into a chair that's available, right? I was going to say, what can you tell us about this King of Cups? Oh. Okay. Here's the thing. This person that may have had some sort of dubious means to get what they wanted to give you, I actually feel like they may have also gotten a bit screwed over. It's like they may have been told that, you know, whatever it is that they were getting for you was obtained honestly, and they actually got screwed over as well. I feel like it's almost like they don't want to tell you because it's almost like they're a little bit ashamed that they were taken advantage of. I feel like they seem to want to handle something about this situation on their own before they come and tell you the truth. It's like they'll come in, tell you the truth, and then be like, but don't worry, it's handled. Because I feel like they're kind of expecting you to get really pissed. You know, sometimes when there's this misconception that I've noticed about, you know how we all stereotype the signs, right? So it's like people think that just because Libra wants things to be balanced and they like things, you know, aesthetics of things, it's like sometimes people get that mixed up and think that that means that you're going to kind of bend over backwards for people. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but it's like everyone has a side that you don't want to be on. And I feel like this person really does feel that if you know what really happened before they take care of it themselves, that I kind of feel like you might get a little bit on the warpath. It doesn't feel like you're gonna, you know, wiling out or something like that, but it does feel like that kind of gets the ball rolling for a certain type of strategy that it's actually making me kind of like wring my hands like this, right? Like this, there's a little bit, and it's not like, ooh, it's more like, oh, okay, this is, I'm not, you know what I mean? It's just this, your person is pretty stressed out about it. And I feel like they seem to be in an energy where they would just kind of rather you be mad at them for a little while they handle it. Can we get one more on this King of Wands? One more on the King of Wands. Okay. I feel like this King of Wands is going to try to handle the situation diplomatically. And I feel like there is either another aspect of this person. It's like either they get pushed to the point where like, okay, the gloves are off. Maybe they come in wanting to be diplomatic to this other person that's kind of screwed the pair of you over. And not because, you know, they're a pushover. They're just trying to like keep things copacetic, let's say. And I feel like whoever it is, it's like, don't mistake the King of Wands as being weak. Or, you know what I mean? It's like, don't mistake this person's kindness for weakness. and I'm not actually talking to you, Libra, I'm talking to this, whoever this is that kind of messed them around. It's like, because your person goes in with this diplomatic attitude, I feel like that other person, it's like they might get a little mouthy, they might get a little ridiculous, and I feel like they're gonna see a sliver of a different side of your person, and I feel like it kind of brings that person back to reality, if you will. It's almost like they kind of remind them that just because they're diplomatic now doesn't mean they don't know how to handle things different ways. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you actually may be grateful when you have more information about the situation that your person took care of it. So the next question was about this High Priestess. We have the Two of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Sorry, I'm just actually seeing that you can't see those. There you go. So another card of kind of confusion and not really knowing, right? It's almost like I feel like you may not even need this to be said, but it's almost like it might just give a name to where you're at. I feel like you just embrace the in-between. It's like, you know that you don't know everything, right? And not that, that you're a know-it-all or anything before. It's just, you know that about this situation that there's stuff going on that you don't know about. And I feel like you actually make the decision to kind of just allow yourself to be in that energy, right? It's like you're not trying to fight it. You're not trying to, one up anybody or try to stick your nose where it's like maybe it shouldn't be stuck. And not that this is none of your business or anything, but it's like if the King of Wands is taking care of it, the King of Wands take care of it, right? And I just feel here that, can we get a card for this Seven of Cups? Seven of Cups. Whoops. There we go. And the Two of Wands. Just trying to feel which way that's... Did kind of come out reversed, didn't it? So, you know what it feels like? So it may be whatever you see as your higher power, so the universe, God, your spirit team, it's almost like this situation gets so muddled and so, it's almost like so, I don't know how to say it. I can't find the right word. It just becomes such a cluster F, okay, that it's almost like you're kind of already removed from the situation, and I feel like you may be looking at it like as, almost kind of like you're a capable person, right? It's like, is there anything you should be doing? And it's like the more you kind of peer into the looking, like through the window about this situation, I feel like the more that you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to leave it up to you. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's just so many moving pieces to it. And I feel like there's so many undertones here that it's almost like you kind of getting involved in it. I keep getting the Departed vibes here, if ever you've seen that movie. But it's like there's something here that there's a lot of unspoken energy, and I feel like you would pick up on all of it. But it's almost like if it's already handled, I feel like you're just going to kind of, it's almost like you're just going to sit this one out. And it's not an issue of capability. It's like, why get yourself involved in a mess when someone's already making sure that mess is getting cleaned up? So I feel like you actually just kind of take this time to kind of focus on yourself. So it's like, instead of focusing on, the plethora of things that need to be addressed in this other situation, or all the intricacies of how this is going to work out, I want to say like how you're going to get your money back, which, I mean, obviously that won't resonate for everyone, but it's that kind of an energy. So it's like you just kind of sit in who you are and what you have, and I want to say like what you know to be true at this time. And I actually feel like it almost kind of primes you to be in this energy of, I mean, obviously it's, you know that you don't know everything about life, right? But I feel like there's this energy of feeling like you're just going to kind of let this person address the issue as they see fit. And I feel like you are um, going to take a little bit of a rest, okay? Rest and, it's like that rest and digest, but rest and recuperate before the next phase of life coming. Because you know that the next busy season is on its way, right? So I feel like, you know what it feels like, Libra? This may be one of the first times that, or maybe not the first time, but it's like the first time in a long time that you have felt like you could put a situation in someone else's hands. And I feel like there's something that's really freeing about that kind of allows you to, you know, see the little seedling from some seed that you've planted some time ago. It's like you're able to kind of enjoy watching that grow. So can we get some advice for Libra? So messenger, that would be the, oh, look at this. We have the Knight of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So it's, I mean, okay. Before I start stumbling over my words, Libra, I feel like this is the, see, this is the interesting. The messenger of Earth, or the Knight of Pentacles, is usually a slow and steady wins the race. But I feel like there's more magic in the air here. It's almost like if you allow yourself to approach the situation as slow and steady wins the race, I actually feel like there's going to be all of this stuff that just starts popping up and all of these opportunities. And it's like, maybe because you're going at a little bit of a slower pace and you're allowing yourself to just kind of go with the flow, I feel like you're able to see all of these new opportunities that are kind of sprouting up along the way. And I feel like there is something that is really captivating, and I kind of feel like it's actually a bit magical. So I think, hold on for a second here, Libra. There definitely is somebody here that is keeping an eye on a situation. I feel like... Okay, thank you. I'm just doing a reading. Thanks. So I feel like it feels like there's somebody here that is keeping a close eye on you. I feel like they're in competition with the King of Wands for a certain type of place in your life or a certain role in your life. And they seem to feel that they are going to be able to attract you pretty easily. And maybe they are someone that's, you know, traditionally seen as physically attractive, or maybe they have this or that, right, that they feel you'll be attracted to. But it does kind of seem to be a bit of a spark there. It just feels like it's almost like there's something about it you don't quite trust. It feels like it's almost that energy of like when you meet somebody and they seem really interesting, but the longer you're talking to them, the more you get this like, oh, it's like there's something that I don't know about this person. I don't know what it is, but it feels like it's a little bit of a trickster energy. I do feel like this person seems to think that they're going to be able to manipulate the situation to kind of eventually get you on their team. And I feel like they may have met their match. It's like if they kind of think that they're going to be able to come in and play a little game here and kind of win you over while this King of Wands is busy taking care of business. I don't think this person actually quite knows who you are. And I feel like they might, it's like if your resolve is to do something else. It's like your will, your commitment to what you're doing, your loyalty to what you're doing, it's a lot stronger than this person thinks it's going to be. And I feel to a certain extent that that's because it's like that's this person's approach. They may be somebody that like they may commit to something in the moment, but if something else comes along down the road, or it's like if something better pops up, I feel like this person is kind of like, well, I'm first, me first, so I'm just going to go. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm like, thanks for the time, thanks for the years, but there's something better over there, so I'm going to go over there now. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like this is the kind of steadfast energy that that they want to present themselves as. I feel like they present themselves that way because they think that's what you want. But I feel like you're going to see through that facade pretty easily, pretty quickly. I'm not really sure you're going to give this person the time of day. I feel like you're going to see their scheming and their plans, and it's like there's something mischievous in their eyes that you see, and it's like when you see that, I feel like you shut them out pretty quickly. And now again, Libra, that's not the cards telling you to do that. It's like that's kind of what you are doing, if that makes sense, right? So it's like it's not like that's advice. If you're feeling like you should do something else, then always follow your intuition, right? It just feels like from the energy that I'm picking up on right now, you're not going to give this person the time of day when you see what they're doing. And it's like, it feels like it's on the principle alone that this person is going to come in and try to manipulate you. It's like an automatic, I want to say like automatic fail. It's an automatic out for you. You don't like, you're not playing these freaking games. So I think I'll leave it there, Libra. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. If you're new here, welcome. I upload twice a week, once on Sundays, once on Thursdays. And private reads are closed for a few weeks, maybe a month or so, just while I kind of play catch up from falling a bit behind while I was sick. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. I love you guys, and I love your vibe here. So we'll see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.